Hey guys, Grumpy Vlogger coming at you. This is Tuesday, the 8th of September. Good news. I got my guitar in. And I got to run over to Ernie's, so pick up a script. I just talked to my brother. Hadn't talked to him since my sister passed. And we had just a very enjoyable visit, you know. And it was fun. So that was a nice visit. We laughed about some things, and you know, as he gets older, some of the things he says reminds me of my dad. And you know, he has his way of looking at things, and reminds me a little bit about my dad. But you know, he'll be 74 next month. And yeah, because my sister is 76, so yeah, he'll be 74 next month. But anyways, we had a good, we probably talked a good half hour or more. For us, that's a long talk, you know. But good news is, my guitar came in today. It wasn't supposed to be here till Thursday, but I knew it would get here early. The battery operated cigar box amp had come in Sunday. And then, of course, yesterday was a holiday, so it was, you know, I wouldn't have got it yet until today anyways, because of the, but anyways, they, it got down here last night or yesterday afternoon, and they delivered it today, and it was packed nice. I mean, you know, I had a lot of cutting to do, because it's well made. It's not, okay, I had to wait for the turn somewhere. It's not as finely finished as I'm sure some of them, but then it is a rustic style guitar. A couple little things I may take and do a little more work on the frets, because there's a couple of frets that stick out just a little bit, which that's all right for the most part. Because it's up closer to the, it's down towards the tail rather than up towards the headstock. It's got a Stratocaster or Fender type head, but just 3 strings. And wow, of course it wasn't tuned, you know, the strings were loose when I got it, so it took me a little bit, because I didn't have well, I have a couple clamp-on tuners. The problem was their batteries were dead, so I had to come up, and I thought I had a tuner on my phone, which I did, but it didn't allow for a manual or open chord. So I found one that allows open chords. It plays the tone, I play the tone. It doesn't have this trying to match this or match that. And but I found one that's actually for a 6-string open chord in the key of G, which is what I've got it tuned to. First I thought I was going to have it tuned in the key of V, and that didn't sound right. There were a couple of times that the tuning keys kind of acted like they were grinding a little bit, or not catching their closed key, and which is nice. But you know, last night I wanted to test out my amp, and so I got out my Gretsch guitar, and I didn't realize it, but my 5220 that I have, the single cutaway Gretsch guitar I have, is it's got open keys on the back. I didn't realize that, but that's what was originally on those. It's a 125th anniversary edition, so that's what they originally had on those. And but these have closed keys on it. In other words, the gears aren't showing in the back. So I may eventually have to change those to something a little sturdier, but I got it tuned and it's holding it. You know, once I figured out exactly how it was supposed to be tuned, and I got an open a tuner that allowed me to tune to an open G. Well, then that was good. So I was able to, you know, I was able to tune it, and it held. So then I sat down and I tried playing with the slide, and my slide is too long for that narrow of a neck. So I'll order a slide tomorrow, a stubby slide. And I mean, I've got a medicine bottle slide, but it's just, you know, the problem is with a medicine bottle, it's just not. It'd be great for 6-string, but it's not meant for a it's not meant for a 4-string guitar. I screwed around there and not paying attention, missed the light. So anyways, but yeah, it's just too narrow of a neck for that long of a slide, so I got to get a stubby to play it. And then and because it's a fretted guitar rather than fretless, I can play it with slide or without. So I sat down and I thought, man, I don't remember how those keys play anymore, you know, how those notes play anymore. So then I thought, well, wait a minute here. I know there's got to be someplace, and I found a really nice ebook that has pictures of all the chords and tells you, explains to you all the techniques and everything. Like, oh, okay, here we go. And I looked at it for 10 minutes, you know, just read a couple of different things because I wanted to play in a G, and and it's set up for open G, the book was. So so then I started playing, and it wasn't 5 minutes later, after going through and refreshing my mind on some of those chords. They're basically a power chord for open G, and because you only use 1 or 2 fingers on it, because there's only 3 strings, so you can only use 3 fingers, you know. Or you could use 4 if you bar chord, but you know, that's never was my forte. That's why I went with 3-string guitar. And it's got a nice sound to it. It really does. And since I started playing it and remembered my chords to play in the key of G, and yeah, it's tuned in open G, but there's a G major that you hold down the 4th on the 1st string, the 4th fret. Remember, this to start from the bottom. The bottom is the 1st string, and the top is the 3rd string, or the last string. So anyways, once I figured that out, I'm like, oh. Then all of a sudden I just heard the lead on this song I was playing in my head, and as I was hitting these strings, I thought, that goes with it. I was able to pick out the lead a little bit. Not good. I'm not going to say I'm good, but I was able to figure it out, and I could play many songs now just because I know those. Hey, and the only thing I got to pick up, I got to go back and look at the book to pick up E minor, because in music you have what's called, wow, I've gone 8 minutes already. I tell you what, guys, I'm going to not talk anymore about that. I'm just going to go ahead and say what I always say, because I still got a ways to go over here. But remember, treat each other better than you would treat yourselves. Be kind. Remember, all lives matter, even the unborn. And God bless the USA. I'm the Grumpy Vlogger, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye for now.